Gunter Schlierkamp and Samson Dauda, the Battle of the Bulls. These are two big giants, colossuses, baby please. And it is your winning video, seemingly for fan requested Friday. You guys are funny. You guys make me laugh. This was the original winning video. Mike Menzer versus Tom Platz. I did that video. And then you guys turn around the next day and you guys show up in, truckloads of people and vote for another one. So you guys are so greedy just so you guys can get another video. I'm just joking. I love doing these. Get this video up to 500 likes. We'll say 400 likes. Get it up to 400 likes and we'll do the other requests. But since you guys are so adamant about seeing this one, you know what I'm going to do? This is obviously 2002. Show of strength for Gunter. We're also going to toss in this version here. 2006. He didn't place all that well. But you know what? In retrospect, the lineups, things of that nature, that definitely hurt his placing. But I think this is one of his best versions. It's when he got trained by Charles Glass and Glaciers. And you could see his abs there. He's good. But ultimately, guys, go through these shots. In 2002, Gunter was shredded. I'm telling you right now, man, oh man, you can't tell 100% from pictures, but you can tell some. You can guesstimate how peeled this guy was. Stand him next to Samson Dauda. And I don't want to say Gunter looks narrow compared to anyone, but Samson Dauda is wide, very wide. This guy has a real chance to be the next big thing. I'm here to tell you. Now, here's 2006. And Gunter Schlierkamp. He wasn't as thin-skinned. He wasn't as conditioned, I don't think, but he was better. His silhouette was better. He was posing. One of his wheels is a little bit bigger than the other. Let's see if that is the case for 2002. Let's have a comparison. A third little bonus for you guys. A comparison between Gunter 2002 and 2006. His silhouette was better. The way he's holding his arms, much better. But take a close look, guys. He was conditioned. He was more conditioned. A little bit better detail you can see. Even in the midsection, it was a little bit smaller for 2002. Hey, you don't beat Ronnie Coleman being watery. That's for darn sure. Go to the front lat spread. And yeah, I did a comparison between Michael Krizo and Samson. And I said Samson was so wide. He's making everybody look narrow. And I don't think that Gunter Schlierkamp is any exception. Although Gunter, keep in mind, guys, this dude was a raw 300 pounds on stage. It's because he was so tall. He wasn't 6'1". Now here, 2006, yeah, he did not look as separated. I would suggest, as he was in 2002. He even says in his Wikipedia that he was probably more like 6'3" or something of that nature. The way he towered over Ronnie Coleman, are you kidding me? Now this here is kind of the most interesting comparison. Look at his chest is a little bit deflated there in 2006. Yeah, it's a polished version, the way he's holding his poses, things of that nature. But ultimately, you look at the midsection, look at the separation in those abs. He was more peeled. Turn to the side here, Samson. Are we forgetting? Samson is involved in this matchup too. He's thick, all the way thick, dude. Samson, for those of you who are underestimating this guy to win the Olympia this year, could be a surprise pick. Pick 'em for Mark's Max Muscle. Go right to the side tricep. Because the side chest is not as interesting as the other shots, I would suggest. Samson has a bigger tricep than the 300-pound man. A big mantity. Big man's chest. Not the biggest tricep. Now, poor Gunter, then this could lend some credibility to his actual placing of 10th. Here's 2006, and my soul, pancake time. As Mikey's Iron Rage used to say, pancake time. Whatever happened to that cat? You out there, Mikey? You live? Here is '02. Yeah, see? Yeah. He had a tricep. Wasn't the biggest in the world. Midsection, he did improve certain aspects. Well, maybe from the side. From the front, he was more pizzled, shredded. Yeah, go to the back shot. Yeah, Gunter is... Nobody's ever been this conditioned at this body weight, I would suggest. I think he's probably a little under 300 pounds here. Gunter, if he was generally 300, he was probably 298 here because he was so dry like a popcorn fart. Much drier than Samson, but Samson has lat insertions that would blow your mind away. I'm telling you right now, and the guy is shredded in the hamstrings as well. Here's '06, and Gunter, he goes bending at the knees in '06 in comparison. I think the judges were on them. Maybe they told them not to go straight-legged anymore. I don't know. I think Samson probably would get Gunter. This guy placed 10th. This is a 10th place. Of course, Samson got 6th at the Olympia. It's all about climbing that ladder. Here's a direct comparison. And see, the guys, the thing of it is, Gunter, he's kind of giving himself a wedgie here. Like a thong. Is that what it's called? I suppose I could ask Numi from Baywatch. But anyway, the fact that he is wedgieing himself in '02 and he's not doing it in '06, it tells us that he knew that he was bone dry in '02. And I mean bone dry. Take a close look. I mean, yes, like I said, the silhouette, the way he is posing, I prefer 2006. He did his homework, but he was not as dry. I can tell you that. Rear double by Samson. I think he has what it takes to defeat your Gunter Schlierkamp in a lot of aspects. Of course, guys, Gunter, he's just so gosh darn big, and he's so gosh darn dry. It's that combination that would probably get him an edge over Samson. Of course, using this version, and he is so huge from behind. I think his back had improved for Gunter. But I mean, when you're not as pizzizzled, you're not as separated and peeled, even in a direct comparison with Samson, you can see he is definitely not watery, but not as popcorny. Because Samson, now here is proof in the pudding that his back was in fact improved. His arms, look the way he's posing. He looks a little long-armed in '02. But, yeah, you can definitely see that he is more conditioned. Glutes. That's your driest 300-pound bodybuilder that's ever graced the stage because he was not 6'1". It's foolishness to think so. Abs and thigh. Kind of I don't want to say ugly, but a non-pretty abs and thigh for Gunter. And as far as Samson is concerned, I don't want to say anything bad about this guy. He is a current competitor. He could win the Olympia title. He will, I should say. He is going to be the next Mr. Olympia champion. But his abs and thigh needs some work. Needs some work for sure. In '06, Gunter's leg looks a little bit smaller than it once were. I don't know. Maybe not. He does not have that Victorian waistline of a lot of them. I'll give Samson that. He does. Samson's is more of a Victorian waistline. And the 2002, 2006 certain shots, the '06 quad actually looked, I don't want to say bigger, maybe it did. It's posing at a different angle here. But in this shot, 2002, it looks much better in the quad. He's tilted thosely, keep that in mind. And who do you think's winning between Samson and Gunter? Gunter and Samson. I actually preferred Samson in a lot of shots. From the side, I'm telling you. From the front, I'm telling you. here to tell you, Gunter is probably a little drier from behind. Maybe, and Samson's not a glute type guy, he's a hamstring man. And he was getting Gunter. He was getting Gunter. Here's the crab for Gunter. Crab for Gunter, he goes narrow. And Samson looks a little bit undry. He looks undry. The thing of 2006 is his delts were better, I think. And at least in this shot, his pecs did look better. From the side, they did not. They did not. A little bit of a ripple there in the center of his pec. Looks good. Looks solid. So at the end of the day, Gunter probably lose to Samson in 02. It's close, though. And as far as 06 is concerned, I'd give that one to Samson. And what about these two versions? These two versions, at first glance, a novice to the sport, or even somebody that watched bodybuilding for a while, would say, yeah, 2006, he's better. His delts look bigger, better. But when you're up there watching them, the condition means much more because every inch they're moving around. And a judge would tell you that. You can't take one freeze frame in time and call it a day. You gotta realize a condition edge means a whole heck of a lot. Quarter turns, things of that nature, 2002. The best Gunter has ever been. But he did improve certain aspects. Charles Glass did not do him wrong. But anyway. Gunter Schlierkamp, one of the greatest of all time. One of the best of all time. And Samson Dauda, his story is yet not written, but I wager to say he will go down in history as one of the best of all time as well. Have a great one, guys.